Welcome to Walking with Chris and Vanessa.
Today, we dive into the real testimony of marriage, purpose, and partnership, and we're unpacking the topic of habits. Today's diamond, or I should say, the whole story is, should I just get right to it? Should I just rip the Band-Aid off? Am I allowed to cuss in here? Well, I happened to notice that Chris did not wash his behind and went to work. And that was a trigger for me because he's a Davis. And a Davis keeps it clean. If he was an older man, he would have creases in his jeans. You know what I'm saying? That's a Davis. And I was shocked because we walk every day and we were probably working out that he mismanaged his time and ran out of time and had to run to work without showering. And I live with him. So I knew he was stinking. Hey, that's my perspective. Now, I also realized that Chris has this habit of staying up all night, watching TV, falling asleep on the TV, and not coming to bed. And what seems like a one-off starts to become a habit. I don't know if you've heard the quote, how you do anything is how you do everything. Well, that's what's popping up in my mind. And even though that situation was, he stayed up all night, slept on the couch, we got up, worked out, went through all of the stuff, realized he was late, had to run out the house. I'm like, well, if you went to bed on time, you would have got up on time so that we could work out on time and you could come back and wash your behind and go to work. And it was triggering for me because I realized the pattern of this man don't sleep in the bed. And that was a trigger for me to be like, well, if I'm sleeping in the bed alone anyway, by habit, I want to sleep in the bed alone, period. I was like, if you ain't in here, let me just claim this whole room. That's my perspective. Chris Davis.
That's some old bull. Now, here's the deal. Chris Davis is not going to go nowhere stinking, period. And I made sure that I'm in good hygiene, period. That's what I do. Now, if I'm running and I got to run, I might just do a quick wash up and run out. That's just what I had to do that day because I was leading meetings. I was doing all types of stuff and I was behind on my time. So I do understand going to bed earlier. But man, Chris Davis, we ain't about that life. What we are about is making sure that we meet our obligations and get to where we're supposed to be and do what we're supposed to do. So anyway, when you mentioned that you wanted to sleep by yourself and give me the whole room. So you like went to the whole extreme. I'm just like, hold on now. I'm out here on the couch. I'm not out here all the time. I might fall asleep, come tired. I'm exhausted after a hard day. I think there was multiple meetings back to back the day before. And then going into this next day, I had the same type of taxing schedule. So yes, I could have been more, cognizant of my time. But I wasn't. So I did get up. I did make sure that I was washed up and I was not stinking. Come on now. And we went on ahead and went to work. It's what it is, fellas. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It ain't all the time, but sometime if we got to do it, we ain't going to be bougie about it. We're going to make sure that we ain't stinking. We're going to go ahead and handle the business. You hear me? So that's what it was. That's my side of the story.
Well, I am a woman of African descent. And you keep talking about I got that Fulani nose. I can smell everything. I can smell trash before it's starting to rot, in the process of rotting. So you might not think you stinking, but I smelt you stinking. And maybe it was that pre-stink. And I was like,
Right.
and he went out the house like that, and I was shocked. So, what was the diamond? The diamond was go to bed when you're supposed to and stop working while we walk in and sleep in the bed. And your win was that you would go to bed at 10 p.m. every night. So, real diamond, fake diamond.
I would say it's a fake diamond. I don't go to bed at 10 every night, you know? So it's a fad.
100% fad. Agreed. So, like I said, how you do anything is how you do everything. What are the habits that you're creating in your marriage? This is a habit that was identified in 2019. Here we are, 2025, and it's still a fad. So, just to take this diamond a little deeper, not sleeping in the bed is a feeling of loneliness for me. And when I wake up in the middle of the night and I don't see you laying next to me, it makes me feel a certain type of way. And I don't actually sleep through the night, so I wake up at like 11, 1, 3, and each time I'll turn over and Chris Davis ain't in the bed. And I'm like, what's happening here? We got values that, well, we got sayings that I'm gonna sleep in my bed regardless if we angry. But when we cool, you don't sleep in the bed. That don't sit well with me. And then on top of that, as you said, you had a busy work schedule, and that triggers your workaholism and persistent control. And so all of those things of you just doing life for me was triggering loneliness. And that is the emotion behind the emotion of anger. It's not the Angry Wives Club. It's really the Lonely Wives Club. So I'm just going to sit that there. What's your takeaway?
I would agree with some of the things that you just mentioned in regards to the loneliness and, hearing your perspective. I don't want you to feel lonely. And it's not that. It's just I'm tired. I'm in a very comfortable position on the couch and boom, I just knock out. So that normally happens. And when that happens, I ended up getting up at like 2, maybe 1 in the morning and then going into the bed. And it can disturb your rest. You're right. And I'm just need to be more considerate of that. So that'll be a more of a deeper than just, okay, you fell asleep on the couch. Hey man, what does this mean? This also can translate to your wife feeling lonely and because you're not there. And when she wakes up, you don't want her to have that sense of feeling lonely because now the enemy can start to whisper to her little things in regards to, why don't you just take up the room for yourself? Or all these other types of ideas, right? That have nothing to do with, I just fell asleep on the couch. So that's my take. Kingdom Keys is, even though it's small, look at how it's impacting your spouse. And that's what I need to do. Because in the word, it says, even the small foxes is what spoils the vine. So even though it seems small to me, look at how it's impacting your wife. Look at how it's impacting your spouse on whatever side. If it's you that's doing things that you think is small, but your spouse may look at it at a much deeper level. And I would say kingdom key number 2 here, as we walk through this, is listen to what matters to your spouse. And that's what I need to make sure that I'm listening to. This is how this shows up to you. This is how this registers with you. I need to listen to what matters to you so that I can start making proper adjustments. And then lastly, since this is a fad since 2019, keep your agreements. Number 3, kingdom key number 3, keep your agreements or come back and make an adjustment to make the agreement that you can keep. So those are the 3 kingdom keys that I see here, Vanessa Lee. And that's Walking with Chris and Vanessa. And I'm gonna tell y'all this one more time. Chris Davis don't be stinking. You understand? If I'm stinking, we're gonna make sure we take care of that. All right. Peace.